happened that you saw something around you and it reminded you of something that is related to your childhood days? Sort of.
Definitely so. It has happened with me. And I think the poet that we're talking about today is also on the same page with us because when he sees a birch tree bending from left to right or anything around him, basically, but in this poem, he talks about the birch tree. He goes to it takes him to a reverie kind of situation. It takes him to his childhood where he thinks about, you know, young boys swinging the birch tree, or just reminds him of his childhood. So, yeah, that's how the poem starts today.
So, the poet Robert Frost is a well-known poet. We all have read one or another poem by him during our school days for sure. The road not taken being the most.
Most famous one.
Yes.
And apple picking too.
Yeah. Apple
We
picking.
did a video on it, by the way,
And if you haven't watched it already, you can check it.
here in the cards.
Robert Frost is known for writing about human nature and nat- nature in general. So, obviously, these are universal ideas and themes which we can find in his poems. And this one, Birches, is also one of that kind. Um,
Yeah.
would you like to add something about
Yeah.
the
As you said, they are very universal, and one can definitely relate to all these poems because he always links the nature that he sees around him with the nature of a human, and he gets really, really philosophical. Same goes here in this poem where birch tree, which is very common to an American geography, um, he talks about that, but you can definitely relate to the feelings that he feels or the kind of things that he talks about in in the poem. So he starts off the poem by saying that he sees a birch tree and he describes it, and he says that I like to think some boy's been swinging them, but swinging doesn't bend them down to stay, as ice storms do. So he's just thinking and contemplating, looking around him, the icy winter morning, sunny winter morning. So, yeah, the whole poem goes on. It's a very short one. I really liked it.
Yes, and it is in the form of a conversation. It is very conversational, I mean, the way he has
Yeah,
written it, the style. So when we look at a tree here, he's talking about birches. So if you look at a tree whose branches are bent, what would you think? Maybe it was a storm. It was due to storm that occurred last night or something, but thinks he thinks about something else. He talks about a very dramatic imagery revolving around kids. Maybe, probably because when he was a child, he used to swing
exactly.
on those trees.
Definitely, there are those moments where you feel like he's talking about himself. Those boys are him.
Hmm. That somewhere adds drama to it because it's such a simple thing. It's something you see every day, but you don't pay enough
Think
attention
of.
to. You don't think much about. But he has written a whole poem about it.
Yeah. Um, um, yeah, so he does go on and talk about something um as huge as heaven, a topic like heaven, as well as very simple topic like, childhood. Not simple, but like a very innocent childhood. He talks about heaven as if the branches are going towards heaven, which can take you to heaven, which is very beautiful if you think about it in a way, like an image, as an image. Don't you think?
Yes, and at the same time, he also says that uh, even though he wouldn't mind leaving Earth for a moment, but
Yeah,
he would like to come back here, doing
absolutely.
something. Yeah.
He's
Be-
very clear about that apparently. In the last few lines here, he says, "Yes, you are right. I'd like to get away from Earth a while and then come back to it and begin over." The reason that he gives is that um, he thinks that Earth is the right place for love, he says, and which is so true. And I feel like a person who is very aware, self-aware, would say something like that. I mean, it's very easy to say that I want to leave the earth and go towards the heaven, all of that. But then wanting to come back is something that, and realizing that earth is the better place for love, is something very mature and very spiritual in itself.
Yes. So we can see how he likes to add drama to his expression. So when he looks at that tree, birch's tree, and its branches, he describes it in a very dramatic way, um, about how it is because of children hanging on the branches of the trees.
Yeah,
While if we notice that he is an adult, so he could have ignored it, or maybe
yeah,
he could have just seen it for what it is. He doesn't really need to imagine that story behind it, but he does that
exactly.
willfully because and he chooses to stay there for a while and think about uh, something which is not important.
Yeah.
And
It is
similar,
important though. It is important,
yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is
I
important.
don't think he's thinking, but then he doesn't need to,
He
really.
doesn't need to, yes. The reason why I said that is because we would not find it important if we are moving on a road and we see such branches.
Yeah,
We are probably going to ignore it or just see it, but not think about it. But he thinks
yeah,
about it. Maybe because he doesn't want to uh, forget those innocent days of a child. Uh, he doesn't want to forget the innocence of a child,
child.
or you know how we tend to believe that if you have that childlike spirit in you, it is always easy to deal with difficulties. So
Difficulties. Yeah,
yeah, maybe he has that spirit in him, and that is why again, even when he talks about heaven, at the same time he can also talk about coming back to earth, because somewhere he knows that he cannot go to heaven, or and at the same time he doesn't want to go there. He's
yeah,
happy here.
yeah. You are totally right about looking at a mundane thing and then just leaving it, having the spirit of a child and just leaving all your difficulties, all your problems of life. And I'm sure that we all are stressed about something in our life at all times. But then these small moments where you can just forget it is something that he's promoting through this poem, where he just wants us to sometimes think about the irrelevant or something that is very romantic at heart.
Mhm.
Um, so that was our discussion on the analysis of this poem. And this is all for today. We hope to see you in the next one. Have a good day. Thank you.
You